Good evening and welcome to Dreamy Academy. Tonight we turn our gaze inward to a wonder that dwells within each of us, a silent drumbeat that marks the rhythm of our lives. As we begin, I'd love to know where you're watching from, your city, your country, perhaps even what the night sky looks like outside your window. If you enjoy these peaceful explorations of science, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe. It truly helps this little corner of quiet curiosity grow. To those already subscribed, thank you sincerely for being part of this slow and thoughtful adventure. Right now, as you listen, a hidden mechanism older than written history is performing an astonishing feat within your chest. Without conscious thought, without pause, a muscle the size of your fist is contracting and relaxing, approximately 100,000 times a day, propelling nearly 2,000 gallons of blood through a network of vessels that would stretch for 60,000 miles if laid end to end. This is not a metaphor. It is the precise, breathtaking reality of your own heart. It is the intimate universal, a pulsing testament to the elegant ingenuity of life, echoing rhythms that resonate from the smallest cell to the grandest cosmic processes. We often think of the heart as a simple pump, a tireless engine, but to see it only as such is to miss the profound beauty within its design, the layers of evolutionary wisdom etched into its very structure. It is a masterpiece of biological engineering, a self-regulating system that has evolved over hundreds of millions of years, learning to sustain life with astonishing efficiency and resilience. Its study isn't merely anatomy. It's an exploration of life's fundamental drive, a quiet journey into the very essence of what it means to be alive. To contemplate the heart is to contemplate the ebb and flow of existence itself, a subject worthy of these quiet hours together. Have you ever paused to truly listen to your own heartbeat, not just as a sound, but as a felt presence within your chest? It's a quiet revelation, isn't it? A steady, rhythmic thrumming, a constant companion from our first moments in the world until our last. This tireless organ, working unseen, unheard by our conscious minds for most of our lives, is where our journey begins. Let's start by considering its setting, its protective chamber, and the intricate surfaces that define its outer world. The heart doesn't float freely within us. It occupies a carefully crafted space, nestled comfortably in the mediastinum, the central compartment of the chest. It rests slightly to the left of the midline, cradled between your lungs, protected by the sturdy cage of your ribs and the resilient sternum. Above it, the great vessels arc towards the head and arms. Below, the diaphragm, that gentle, dome-shaped muscle of respiration, offers a soft cushion, its rhythmic movements a subtle massage for the heart with every breath you take. It's a dynamic, living environment, where every inhale and exhale contributes to the heart's comfortable, protected existence. Surrounding this vital muscle is a remarkable structure known as the pericardium. Imagine a double-layered silken sac, a whisper of a membrane that both protects and lubricates the heart, allowing it to beat over 100,000 times a day without friction. The outermost layer, the fibrous pericardium, is a tough, dense connective tissue, anchoring the heart in place and preventing it from overfilling with blood. It's like a strong yet flexible outer garment. Beneath this, the serous pericardium consists of two layers. The parietal layer, which lines the inside of the fibrous pericardium, and the visceral layer, also known as the epicardium, which adheres directly to the heart's surface. Between these two serous layers lies the pericardial cavity, a microscopic space containing a thin film of pericardial fluid. This fluid is the secret to frictionless movement, allowing the heart to expand and contract with effortless grace, hour after hour, year after year. It's an elegant solution to a fundamental problem of constant motion, a testament to nature's refined engineering. As we gently peel back these protective layers in our mind's eye, we encounter the heart's exterior itself, a sculpted landscape of muscle and vessel. It is not a smooth, featureless orb, but a complex, intricately patterned surface, marked by grooves and ridges that tell a story of function and design. The most prominent of these external markings is the coronary sulcus, a deep groove that encircles the heart like a crown, separating the upper receiving chambers, the atria, from the lower pumping chambers, the ventricles. Along this sulcus, and in other shallower depressions known as the interventricular grooves, run the heart's own blood supply, the delicate network of coronary arteries and cardiac veins. This is a profound detail often overlooked. The heart, this incredible pump that supplies every cell of your body with oxygen and nutrients, requires its own dedicated blood supply. It is a muscle that feeds itself, tirelessly working to ensure its own sustenance even as it labours for the entire organism. The coronary arteries branch off the great aorta almost immediately, forming a vascular crown that wraps around the heart, delivering vital, oxygenated blood to its hungry muscle cells. Similarly, the cardiac veins collect the deoxygenated blood and waste products, returning them to the right atrium to be replenished. This intricate, self-sustaining system highlights the heart's absolute criticality. It cannot rest, and therefore it cannot go without its own constant nourishment. It is a beautiful paradox, the giver of life itself constantly receiving. The great vessels that emerge from and enter the heart are truly the grand highways of life. From the top of the left ventricle, the magnificent aorta arches gracefully, a vast river carrying freshly oxygenated blood to every corner of your body. From the right ventricle, the pulmonary artery embarks on its journey to the lungs, carrying deoxygenated blood to be refreshed. And returning to the heart, the superior and inferior venae cavae gather the spent, oxygen-poor blood from the body, delivering it back to the right atrium, while the pulmonary veins return the newly oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left atrium. These vessels, visible on the heart's external surface, are not mere tubes. They are conduits of life, etched into the very fabric of our being, a testament to the ceaseless, miraculous circulation that defines us. This external view of the heart, with its protective pericardium, its intricate network of coronary vessels, and the grand arcs of its major arteries and veins, offers a glimpse into the profound efficiency of evolution. It is a pump designed not just for power, but for endurance, for a lifetime of relentless work. The delicate balance between strength and flexibility, between protection and unimpeded movement, is a quiet marvel. It speaks to the humility we should feel before such an elegant, self-sustaining mechanism, a testament to life's resilience and its hidden beauty. So we've explored the heart's outer shell, its protective embrace, and the vital network that sustains its tireless work. We've seen the graceful curves of the great vessels and the subtle grooves that mark its muscular landscape. But if this exterior is so intricately designed, what wonders, what chambers, what delicate gates lie within? What hidden architecture allows this silent drum to orchestrate the very rhythm of life? That question beckons us deeper, into the heart of the matter itself, to explore the internal structures that make this living marvel truly astonishing. As we gazed upon the heart's majestic exterior, tracing the vital pathways of its coronary vessels and the grand highways of its major arteries and veins, a deeper mystery beckoned, did it not? We saw the heart, cocooned and protected, a silent drumbeat within its silken sac. But what truly lies within that powerful pulsating core? How does this tireless muscle orchestrate the separation and propulsion of life's very essence? Tonight, dear friends, we embark on an inward journey. We shall cross the threshold from the visible landscape of the heart's surface into its intricate four-chambered sanctuary. Imagine, if you will, that we can gently, reverently, peel back the layers, not with a surgeon's blade, but with the keen eye of understanding, to reveal the hidden architecture that sustains us moment by moment, breath by breath. Step with me now into the heart's profound interior. What greets us first is not a simple, hollow space, but a masterfully divided realm. We find it partitioned into 4 distinct chambers, a testament to nature's elegant engineering. These are the heart's receiving rooms and its powerful pumping stations, designed to meticulously manage 2 separate, yet utterly interconnected circulations. The pulmonary circuit, which carries blood to and from the lungs, and the systemic circuit, which delivers blood to every other corner of the body. Let us begin our exploration on the right side of this magnificent organ, the side dedicated to gathering the body's spent deoxygenated blood. Here, we first encounter the right atrium, the heart's upper right receiving chamber. Picture it as a gentle vestibule, a quiet antechamber where the blood, having completed its journey through the body, returns home. Do you recall the vast vena cavae we observed externally? It is through these great veins, the superior vena cava from the upper body and the inferior vena cava from the lower body, that this oxygen-poor blood pours into the right atrium. A smaller, yet no less vital vessel, the coronary sinus, also empties here, returning the heart's own deoxygenated blood from its tireless labour. Within the right atrium, the internal surface is not uniformly smooth. Near the anterior wall, we observe muscular ridges, like the gentle undulations of a calm sea, known as pectinate muscles. They serve to increase the contractile force of the atrium, assisting in the efficient transfer of blood. And, if we look closely at the interatrial septum, the wall dividing the 2 atria, we might discern a subtle oval depression, the fossa ovalis, a whisper from our fetal past, a remnant of a pathway that once allowed blood to bypass the undeveloped lungs. Does it not stir a sense of wonder to see such echoes of our earliest beginnings preserved within us? From the right atrium, the blood must pass into the right ventricle. This transition is guarded by a truly remarkable structure, the tricuspid valve. Imagine 3 delicate yet robust cusps or flaps, crafted from fibrous tissue, poised like silken parachutes between the 2 chambers. When the right atrium contracts, these cusps open, allowing blood to flow into the right ventricle. But as the ventricle fills and prepares to contract, the pressure within it rises, gently pushing these cusps closed. What prevents these delicate gates from being forced backward into the atrium under the immense pressure of ventricular contraction? This is where the heart's ingenious anchoring system comes into play. Attached to the free edges of the tricuspid valve cusps are slender fibrous cords, like the taut lines of a miniature sail known as chordae tendineae. These cords, in turn, are anchored to small, cone-shaped muscular projections from the ventricular wall, called papillary muscles. When the right ventricle contracts, the papillary muscles also contract, pulling on the chordae tendineae and holding the valve cusps firmly shut, preventing regurgitation. Is this not a testament to precision, to a design where every part serves a critical interlocking function? Now, let us move into the right ventricle. The muscular chamber responsible for propelling the deoxygenated blood towards the lungs. Its inner walls, too, are characterized by an intricate network of muscular ridges and columns, the trabeculae carni, which prevent suction against the wall during contraction and contribute to the chamber's efficient emptying. From this ventricle, the blood is ejected through another crucial gateway, the left pulmonary valve. This valve, nestled at the entrance to the pulmonary artery, is a type of semilunar valve, meaning it consists of 3 cup-shaped cusps like miniature pockets. When the right ventricle contracts, the pressure forces these cusps open, allowing blood to surge into the pulmonary artery, destined for the lungs where it will be reoxygenated. Once the ventricle relaxes, blood trying to flow back from the pulmonary artery fills these cusps, snapping them shut and preventing backward flow. Having sent its deoxygenated blood on its journey to the lungs, the right side of the heart has completed its task for this cycle. Now, let us shift our attention to the left side, the power center, the side that receives the life-giving, oxygen-rich blood and propels it to every cell in your body. The journey of oxygenated blood begins as it returns from the lungs via the pulmonary veins, typically 4 of them, 2 from each lung. These veins empty into the left atrium, the upper left receiving chamber. This atrium, like its right counterpart, acts as a collection point, though its pectinate muscles are often less prominent. Here, the revitalized blood, vibrant with oxygen, awaits its turn to be distributed. From the left atrium, the blood flows into the umbary, left ventricle, passing through another vital valve, the mitral valve, also known as the bicuspid valve. Unlike the tricuspid valve, the mitral valve has 2 cusps, but do not let its fewer components deceive you. It is arguably the most critical valve in the heart. Why? Because it guards the gateway to the body's most powerful pump. Like the tricuspid valve, the mitral valve is also equipped with its own set of chordae tendineae and papillary muscles, ensuring its steadfast closure under the immense pressures generated by the left ventricle. Imagine the forces at play. This valve must withstand the full power of the left ventricle's contraction, preventing any backflow of precious oxygenated blood into the atrium. It is a marvel of strength and resilience. And now we arrive at the heart's most formidable chamber, the left ventricle. Feel the thickness of its muscular walls, significantly more substantial than those of the right ventricle. This is no accident, for the left ventricle bears the monumental responsibility of pumping oxygenated blood not just to the nearby lungs, but to the farthest reaches of your entire body, against systemic resistance. Its internal surface also features the intricate trabecular carniae, helping to ensure efficient contraction. From this powerful engine, blood is launched into the body's main circulatory highway, the aorta, through the final gatekeeper, the aortic valve. This too is a semilunar valve with 3 robust cup-shaped cusps, mirroring the design of the pulmonary valve. When the left ventricle contracts, these cusps are forced open, allowing the oxygen-rich blood to surge into the aorta, from where it will branch out to nourish every tissue and organ. And just as with the pulmonary valve, when the ventricle relaxes, the back pressure from the aorta fills these cusps, sealing them shut and preventing any backward leakage, ensuring that every drop of blood moves forward, relentlessly, purposefully. As we traverse these chambers, we must not overlook the crucial divisions that maintain the heart's functional integrity. The muscular wall separating the right and left atria is called the interatrial septum, and even more robustly constructed is the thick, muscular wall separating the right and left ventricles, the interventricular septum. This septum is absolutely vital, a formidable barrier that ensures the complete separation of oxygen-poor blood on the right side from oxygen-rich blood on the left. Imagine the chaos, the inefficiency, if these 2 life streams were allowed to mingle prematurely. The septa are silent guardians, ensuring that each circuit of blood performs its unique, life-sustaining role without compromise. Reflecting on the entire journey, we see the heart not merely as a pump, but as a meticulously designed self-regulating system. Its internal lining, the endocardium, a smooth, glistening membrane, facilitates the effortless flow of blood, reducing friction to a minimum. Beneath it lies the mighty myocardium, the cardiac muscle itself, whose thickness varies according to the demands placed upon each chamber, thinnest in the atria, moderately thick in the right ventricle, and profoundly thick in the left. And finally, the epicardium, the outermost layer of the heart wall, which we touched upon earlier, forms the visceral layer of the serous pericardium, a part of its protective embrace. Do you not feel a profound sense of awe, seeing how each chamber, each valve, each muscular ridge, and each fibrous cord works in perfect synchronicity? The opening and closing of valves, timed to milliseconds, create the very sounds we associate with the heartbeat, the rhythmic lub-dub that is the symphony of life itself. The coordinated contraction of the atria, followed by the powerful sequential contraction of the ventricles, all guided by an intrinsic electrical system, propels blood through miles of vessels, sustaining every cell, every thought, every emotion. The heart, in its internal grandeur, is a testament to biological engineering of the highest order. It is a system of exquisite detail, robust strength, and tireless dedication. We have journeyed deep within its core tonight, and as we gently withdraw, leaving its intricate mechanisms to their ceaseless work, perhaps we carry with us a renewed appreciation for this internal marvel, this tireless engine that resides, quietly, powerfully, within each of us. What further wonders might we uncover when we next explore the very rhythms that drive this extraordinary organ? Welcome back, dear friends, to another tranquil evening here at Dreamy Academy, where we continue our gentle exploration into the very essence of life within us. In our last gathering, we journeyed deep into the heart's remarkable interior, tracing the path of blood through its 4 chambers, marvelling at the precision of its valves and sensing the powerful synchronized contractions that propel life-sustaining currents. We spoke of the rhythmic lub-dub, the very sound of life's steadfast pulse, and I hinted at the unseen force orchestrating this tireless ballet. Tonight, we unravel that mystery. Tonight, we turn our gaze to the heart's intrinsic electrical system, the invisible spark that ignites its every beat, the silent conductor of its magnificent symphony. Have you ever paused to consider what truly compels your heart to beat, moment after moment, without conscious command, without a single thought from you? It is not your will, nor is it a direct signal from your brain, in the way your brain commands your hand to reach or your foot to step. No, the heart possesses a profound autonomy, a self-generating power, an internal clockwork of electrical impulses that spring forth from within its very walls. It is, in essence, its own pacemaker, a marvel of biological engineering that hums with an electrical life all its own. Let us begin our journey into this intricate electrical network, a journey that starts with a tiny, yet immensely powerful cluster of specialized cells nestled in the upper wall of your right atrium. Can you visualize it with me? Imagine a small almond-shaped region, tucked near where the superior vena cava, that grand highway of deoxygenated blood, empties into the atrium. This, my friends, is the sinoatrial node, or A node, often revered as the heart's primary natural pacemaker. It is here that the initial spark of every heartbeat originates. What makes these cells so extraordinary? Unlike most other cells in your body, the cells of the A node do not require an external stimulus to fire. They possess an inherent, almost magical, instability in their membrane potential, allowing them to spontaneously depolarize, to build up an electrical charge until it reaches a threshold, at which point they fire an electrical impulse. Think of it as a tiny internal battery that constantly recharges itself and then discharges, setting off a wave. This rhythmic, self-generated firing is typically around 60 to 100 times per minute in a resting adult, a steady, unwavering rhythm that forms the very foundation of your heart rate. It is the master conductor, setting the tempo for the entire cardiac orchestra. Without this initial spark, the grand performance simply cannot begin. Once this electrical impulse springs forth from the SA node, where does it go? It doesn't remain isolated. Instead, it spreads with astonishing speed, like ripples across a still pond, travelling across the walls of both the right and left atria. Specialized conductive pathways, known as internodal pathways, facilitate this rapid transmission within the right atrium, while the impulse quickly crosses to the left atrium through a pathway often called Bachmann's bundle. This swift, organized spread of electricity causes the atrial muscle cells to depolarize and then contract. This is the atrial systole. We discussed the moment the atria squeeze, pushing the remaining blood into their respective ventricles. It is a precise, coordinated squeeze, ensuring the ventricles are optimally filled for their own powerful contraction. But here, a crucial pause is introduced, a moment of deliberate delay that is absolutely vital for efficient blood flow. As the electrical impulse, having swept across the atria, reaches the base of the interatrial septum, that dividing wall between the two upper chambers, it encounters another specialized cluster of cells, the atrioventricular node, or a V node. Visualize this node as a gatekeeper, or perhaps a traffic controller, situated near the tricuspid valve. Its primary role is to slow down the electrical impulse, to introduce a brief but significant delay before it is allowed to pass into the ventricles. Why is this delay so important, you might ask? Imagine if the atria and ventricles contracted simultaneously. The ventricles would not have sufficient time to fill completely with blood, leading to an inefficient pump. The AV node's pause, lasting mere milliseconds, ensures that the atria have fully contracted and emptied their blood into the ventricles before. The ventricles begin their own powerful contraction. It's a moment of perfect timing, a brief holding of breath before the great exhalation, ensuring maximum efficiency for each beat. It is a testament to the heart's exquisite design, prioritizing function over sheer speed. Once the impulse has navigated this crucial delay at the AV node, it is then rapidly transmitted downward into the ventricles. It plunges into the bundle of His, also known as the AV bundle, a short but critical pathway that pierces through the fibrous skeleton of the heart, allowing the electrical signal to cross from the atria to the ventricles. This fibrous skeleton, remember, acts as an electrical insulator, preventing random electrical spread and ensuring the impulse travels only through designated pathways. The bundle of His is like a singular high-speed tunnel, guiding the impulse into the heart's lower chambers. As the bundle of His descends into the interventricular septum, that robust muscular wall separating the right and left ventricles, it quickly bifurcates, splitting into two primary branches, the right bundle branch and the left bundle branch. These branches, like two major highways, course down their respective sides of the septum, carrying the electrical signal deep into the ventricular muscle mass. The left bundle branch, serving the larger, more powerful left ventricle, typically divides further into anterior and posterior fascicles, ensuring comprehensive and rapid distribution. And finally, from these bundle branches, an extraordinary network of fine thread-like fibers spreads out, ramifying throughout the ventricular myocardium, reaching every single contractile muscle cell. These are the Purkinje fibers, an intricate web of specialized conductive cells that are arguably the fastest conducting fibers in the entire heart. Picture them as an elaborate microscopic lacework of electrical superhighways, ensuring that the electrical impulse reaches virtually all ventricular muscle cells almost simultaneously. This rapid and widespread distribution is paramount. It allows for a remarkably synchronized contraction of the vast ventricular muscle mass, ensuring that both ventricles squeeze forcefully and efficiently, ejecting blood into the pulmonary artery and the aorta with maximum power. This is the ventricular systole, the powerful lub of the heart's rhythm. So, let us recap this magnificent electrical journey, connecting it to the mechanical work of the heart. The Say node fires, initiating a wave of depolarization that sweeps across the atria, often represented as the P wave on an electrocardiogram or ECG. This causes the atria to contract, pushing blood into the ventricles. The impulse then pauses briefly at the AV node, ensuring ventricular filling. Next, it races down the bundle of His, through the bundle branches, and explodes across the Purkinje fibers, causing the ventricles to depolarize and contract almost as a single unit, represented by the QRS complex on an ECG. This powerful ventricular contraction propels blood out of the heart. Finally, the ventricular muscle cells repolarize, resetting for the next beat, represented by the T wave on an ECG. a period of relaxation known as ventricular diastole. Each quote for you here, each beat you feel is a direct consequence of this meticulously orchestrated electrical dance. The quote 5 sound is primarily the closing of the tricuspid and mitral valves at the beginning of ventricular systole, preventing backflow as the ventricles contract. The quote 6 sound follows as the aortic and pulmonary valves snap shut at the end of ventricular systole, preventing blood from flowing back into the ventricles as they begin to relax and refill. These sounds are the audible manifestations of the heart's mechanical response to its precise electrical commands. While the heart possesses this incredible intrinsic ability to generate its own rhythm, it is not entirely isolated from the body's needs. The autonomic nervous system, that unseen master of our involuntary functions, constantly modulates the heart's pace. The sympathetic nervous system, like an accelerator pedal, can increase the SA node's firing rate and the speed of impulse conduction, preparing the body for quote 7 quote by increasing heart rate and contractility. Conversely, the parasympathetic nervous system, acting as a gentle brake, can slow the SA node's firing, bringing the heart rate down during periods of rest and relaxation. This exquisite balance ensures that your heart rate is perfectly attuned to your body's ever-changing demands, whether you are in deep slumber or engaged in strenuous activity. Isn't it astonishing to consider? Within your chest, a small fist-sized organ not only pumps tirelessly, circulating life-sustaining blood, but also generates its own electrical power, orchestrating its own rhythm with breathtaking precision. It is a self-contained marvel, a biological masterpiece that functions with an autonomy that inspires profound awe. From the initial spark of the CA node through the meticulous delay of the AV node, and down the superhighways of the bundle branches and Purkinje fibers, a wave of electrical energy ensures that every single beat is purposeful, efficient, and perfectly timed. It is a silent drumbeat that began before your birth, and, with grace, continues its unwavering rhythm throughout your life. As we conclude our journey through the external marvels, the internal intricacies, and now the electrical heartbeat of this extraordinary organ, I hope you carry with you a renewed sense of wonder for the life within. The heart is not merely a pump, it is a symphony of structure, function, and electricity, a testament to the elegant engineering of life itself. To understand its anatomy is to glimpse the profound intelligence embedded in every living cell, every coordinated action. We have peeled back the layers, traced the pathways, and listened to the silent hum of its electrical life. What greater mystery remains than this continuous, tireless, and utterly beautiful dedication to sustaining you? Let us carry this appreciation, this quiet reverence, into the peaceful night. Until our next tranquil exploration, may your own heart beat with steady wonder. And so, we arrive at a profound juncture in our tranquil journey through the dreamy academy. We have traced the heart's external contours, marvelling at the protective embrace of its pericardial sac, that shimmering silken cloak designed to cushion and guard, allowing the heart to move freely yet remain securely anchored within the chest cavity. We've admired the vascular crown of its coronary arteries, a delicate yet robust network, like vital rivulets of life-sustaining nourishment draped across its surface, ensuring the heart muscle itself is never wanting. And we've navigated the majestic highways of its great vessels, the vast aorta, the pulmonary trunk, arteries and veins that serve as the grand thoroughfares connecting this central pump to every farthest reach of our being. We have ventured deep within its sacred chambers, witnessing the intricate ballet of valves, those delicate yet incredibly strong gates of tissue, opening and closing in perfect synchrony, guiding blood flow with unwavering precision. We've observed the tireless thrust of its muscular walls, feeling, almost viscerally, the power inherent in each contraction, and we've followed the precise choreography of blood flowing through its two vital circuits, the pulmonary loop, a brief journey to the lungs for renewal, and the systemic loop, a vast expedition to every cell in the body. Most recently, we stood in awe as we unveiled the heart's intrinsic electrical symphony, that silent spark igniting rhythm from within, a biological marvel orchestrated by the SA node, the natural pacemaker, and meticulously guided through the AV node, the bundle of His and the Purkinje fibers, ensuring every single beat is a testament to synchronized efficiency, a perfect internal rhythm. Yet, as we reflect upon this intricate tapestry of anatomy and physiology, each thread a wonder, each knot a testament to nature's ingenuity, a deeper question emerges, doesn't it? An unspoken wonder that transcends the mere mechanics of muscle and pulse, a query that whispers at the edges of our scientific understanding. We have dissected its structure with meticulous care, charted its pathways with precision, and decoded its electrical language, translating the silent pulses into comprehensible patterns. But what truly underpins its continuous, beautiful dedication to sustaining life? What profound, inherent force compels this tireless organ to beat, unceasingly, rhythmically, from our very first moments of existence as a tiny embryo until our last breath, without conscious command, without a single moment of rest in a lifetime? It is a question that, for many of us, stirs not just intellectual curiosity, but a profound sense of awe, perhaps even a touch of humility. This, dear explorers, is precisely where the scientific marvel intertwines with the profound mystery of existence itself. Our scientific instruments can measure, analyze, and describe how it works with incredible detail. We can observe the molecular dance, the cellular commitments, the electrochemical impulses. But the why, the underlying imperative for such relentless, selfless service, remains an enigma that tugs at the very fabric of our understanding. We have observed the heart not merely as a highly efficient biological pump, a sophisticated piece of organic machinery, but as a living testament to an engineering so exquisite, so resilient, so beautifully self-sustaining, that it inspires a reverence bordering on the spiritual. It's as if within its rhythmic contractions we perceive a whisper of the universal life force, an unwavering commitment to existence itself. Consider for a moment the sheer scale of its endeavour. Pause and truly contemplate the magnitude. For every thought we ponder, whether a fleeting fancy or a deep philosophical inquiry, for every dream we weave in the quiet hours of slumber, those vivid narratives spun by our subconscious, for every deliberate step we take, whether across a room or up a mountain path, for every word we utter, from a whispered secret to a resounding declaration, it is the heart that orchestrates the vital supply. It is the unseen river, a relentless, powerful current that carries oxygen, the very breath of life, and a rich array of nutrients to every single cell, from the crown of our heads through the intricate pathways of our brains to the tips of our toes, ensuring no part of our being is left wanting. And just as diligently, just as tirelessly, it sweeps away the metabolic debris, the cellular waste products that, if allowed to accumulate, would poison the very systems it strives to nourish. Can you truly grasp the immense magnitude of this responsibility, discharged without complaint, without a single moment of conscious intervention on our part? We never have to tell our heart to beat faster, or slower, or even at all. It simply does. The heart, in its entirety, is a masterpiece of integration, a symphony performed with flawless precision. Imagine an orchestra where every instrument, from the grandest resonant tuba, providing the deep foundation to the most delicate, ethereal flute weaving intricate melodies, plays its part with perfect timing under the guidance of an unseen, infallible conductor. In this physiological orchestra, the four chambers, atria and ventricles, expand and contract in a precisely choreographed sequence. The valves open and close with exquisite pressure differentials, ensuring unidirectional blood flow, preventing any wasteful backflow. The electrical impulses fire and propagate along their designated routes, a cascade of energy igniting each muscular contraction. All of this occurs in such seamless, harmonious coordination that we rarely give it a second thought, until perhaps a moment of intense physical exertion or profound emotion, a sudden surge of fear, a burst of joyous laughter, the crushing weight of grief, draws our attention to its vigorous, undeniable presence, a powerful thumping against our ribs, a sudden awareness of its relentless work. Think of the myocardium, that magnificent muscular wall we spoke of, particularly robust and formidable in the left ventricle. This muscle, thicker and more powerful than any other muscle in the human body, is not merely contracting in a simple twitch. It is generating the immense force required to propel blood across vast distances through countless microscopic capillaries against the inherent resistance of the entire circulatory system. It is a feat of strength and endurance that no man-made machine, however advanced, could replicate with such efficiency, such self-repairing capability, and such astonishing longevity. Day after day, year after year, it flexes and relaxes, a silent, powerful drumbeat marking the passage of life, an internal clock ticking away our precious moments. It never asks for applause, never demands recognition, only for the continuous flow of energy it requires to perform its sacred life-sustaining duty. It is a testament to natural engineering far beyond our current comprehension, and what of its astonishing adaptability. We touched upon the autonomic nervous system in our last session, that intricate involuntary network that constantly monitors our internal environment and modulates the heart's intrinsic rhythm. But let us truly appreciate its profound implications, its almost sentient responsiveness. Think of a moment of sudden surprise, perhaps a startling noise or an unexpected encounter, causing a jolt of adrenaline. Or consider a burst of genuine heartfelt laughter, filling your lungs and lightening your spirit. Imagine the focused intensity of solving a complex problem, your mind racing, demanding more oxygen. Or the vigorous exertion of climbing a steep hill, every muscle straining, every cell crying out for fuel. In each and every scenario, the heart responds instantaneously, almost presciently, adjusting its rate and contractility, ensuring that the body's ever-changing demands for oxygen and nutrients are met without delay, without a single conscious thought from you. It is an internal thermostat, a dynamic regulator, constantly monitoring and responding to countless internal signals, pushing more blood when needed, easing back when at rest, always striving for perfect equilibrium. Is this not a profound display of intelligent design, a responsiveness that speaks to the heart's intimate, intricate connection with every facet of our physical, mental, and emotional experience? It is not just a pump, it is a sensitive, responsive partner in our very existence. This brings us back to the heart's dedication. It is not a dedication born of conscious choice, not a decision made in a moment of reflection, but rather an intrinsic, unwavering commitment embedded deeply within its very cellular structure, a biological imperative woven into its DNA. Each cardiomyocyte, each nerve fibre, each endothelial cell lining its chambers seems to exist solely for this singular, magnificent purpose: to serve the greater whole, to keep the river of life flowing, vibrant and strong. It is a biological imperative, a testament to the profound interconnectedness of all living systems, a microcosm of cooperation and selfless service. What lessons might we, as conscious beings, draw from such an inherent, unyielding commitment to the collective good? Consider the heart's astounding resilience. Despite the relentless workload, beating over 100,000 times a day, the constant pressure and the myriad stresses it endures throughout a lifetime, from physical illness and injury to emotional trauma and the slow erosion of aging, it often continues its vital work with astonishing fortitude. It is a structure designed for endurance, capable of healing itself, adapting to changing conditions, and striving to maintain its rhythm even in the face of immense adversity. This resilience is not just a remarkable biological fact. It is a source of quiet inspiration, a powerful reminder of the enduring strength and capacity for perseverance that lies within us all, often hidden until challenged. As we stand at this precipice of understanding, contemplating the heart's anatomy and physiology in its magnificent entirety, from its earliest formation to its final beat, we are invited to move beyond mere observation, beyond the cold facts and figures. We are encouraged to feel a deeper resonance, a profound appreciation for this silent guardian within, this tireless engine that fuels our every moment. The heart is not just a collection of tissues and electrical signals. It is the very engine of our vitality, the rhythmic core of our existence. It embodies the relentless pursuit of life, the continuous unfolding of our story, the silent pulse beneath every chapter. What, then, is this unresolved mystery that prompts our sense of ongoing wonder? Perhaps it is the very simplicity and profundity of its ultimate purpose. It beats so that we may live. It circulates so that we may think, creating new ideas and understanding old ones, so that we may feel, experiencing the full spectrum of human emotion, so that we may love, forming bonds that define our humanity, and so that we may dream, reaching for possibilities beyond our grasp. It is the unwavering pulse beneath every emotion, every triumph, every quiet moment of reflection, every single interaction with the world. It is the biological anchor of our consciousness, the tireless servant that allows us to experience the world in all its richness, its beauty, its complexity. So, as the gentle quietude of the dreamy academy surrounds us, let us carry forth this deepened understanding, this expanded perspective. Let us not merely know how the heart works, with all its intricate mechanisms, but truly appreciate that it works with such tireless devotion and exquisite precision. Let the intricate details of its external grooves and internal septa, its valves and electrical pathways, its cellular dedication and remarkable adaptability coalesce into a singular, breathtaking image of life itself. For in the heart's silent, ceaseless dedication, in its unwavering commitment to our existence, do we not glimpse a reflection of life's own persistent, beautiful will to be? Is it not a profound marvel, a constant living reminder of the intricate beauty woven into the very fabric of our being, a testament to the miracle of life itself? Let us allow this appreciation to settle within us, a calm and contemplative knowing, a quiet reverence. The heart, in its anatomical perfection and functional elegance, stands as a magnificent monument to life's own design, a dedication unwavering, a mystery ever unfolding, and a wonder that truly deepens with every beat. Here we are once more, fellow travellers of the inner cosmos, gathered in the tranquil embrace of Dreamy Academy. We have journeyed deep into the very core of our being, charting the intricate landscapes of the human heart, its protective outer sheath, the vital vessels that crown its surface, and the grand highways that connect it to the farthest reaches of our form. We have navigated its 4 sacred chambers, witnessed the elegant dance of its one-way valves, and traced the invisible currents of its intrinsic electrical symphony, the very spark that ignites life's silent drumbeat. But now, as the starlight outside deepens and a hush falls over our contemplative space, I invite you to move beyond the mere mechanics, to transcend the labels and the diagrams, and to truly feel the profound presence of this magnificent organ. For all the precise anatomical details we have meticulously explored, all the physiological pathways we have illuminated, they merely set the stage for a deeper appreciation, an understanding of the heart not just as a pump, but as a tireless testament to life itself, a relentless giver, a silent, unwavering companion through every single moment of our existence. Have you ever paused, truly paused, to consider the sheer, unyielding commitment of your heart? From the moment it begins its rhythmic pulse in the embryonic stillness, long before consciousness fully dawns, it embarks upon a journey without pause, without complaint, without a single moment of rest. Day in, day out, through waking hours and the deepest slumbers, it continues its sacred duty. Imagine the sheer volume of work it performs, approximately 100,000 beats each day, propelling nearly 2,000 gallons of blood through a network of vessels that, if laid end to end, would stretch for over 60,000 miles. Think of it. 60,000 miles every single day for decades upon decades. It is a feat of biological engineering that utterly defies our conventional understanding of endurance. Where does such unwavering dedication originate? What intrinsic force compels this muscle, no larger than your fist, to shoulder such an immense perpetual burden? It is a question that nudges at the edges of our scientific comprehension, drawing us into the realm of the truly wondrous. This tireless persistence is not a choice, not a conscious effort, but an inherent biological imperative woven into the very fabric of its being. It is the purest expression of life's will to continue, to sustain, to thrive against all odds. And beyond its sheer endurance, consider its extraordinary adaptability, The heart is not a rigid, unthinking machine. It is a profoundly responsive, intelligent organ, intimately attuned to the nuanced symphony of your internal and external worlds. Recall our discussion of the autonomic nervous system, the sympathetic and parasympathetic branches, those unseen conductors that modulate its rhythm. When the unexpected jolts us, when a sudden sound or thought sends a jolt of adrenaline through our veins, does the heart not instantly quicken its pace, readying the body for action? The very cells of its muscle fibers respond with instantaneous precision, increasing contractility, accelerating its beat, ensuring that oxygen and nutrients surge to every muscle, every neuron, preparing us to confront or to flee. Conversely, as evening descends, as you settle into a state of deep relaxation, perhaps here with me in Dreamy Academy, does your heart not gently slow its rhythm, easing into a more measured, contemplative pace? It is a perfect ballet of regulation, a continuous dialogue between the heart and the brain, between the body's demands and its intrinsic capacity to meet them. This constant adjustment, this exquisite fine-tuning, is a testament to its profound sensitivity. It is always listening, always responding, always seeking to maintain that delicate balance, that precious homeostasis upon which all life depends. Think of an athlete pushing their limits, their heart pounding with a furious, glorious intensity, delivering torrents of oxygenated blood to straining muscles. Or consider the quiet, steady rhythm of a sleeping child, their heart a gentle lullaby, conserving energy, restoring balance. These are not disparate functions, but varied expressions of the same underlying brilliance, the heart's innate ability to modulate its power, to shift gears, to adapt its rhythm to the ever-changing narrative of our lives. It is a master conductor, leading the orchestra of our physiology, ensuring that every instrument, every cell receives precisely what it needs, precisely when it needs it. Indeed, the heart is the central orchestrator of our systemic well-being. Its unwavering contractions ensure that oxygen, that vital breath of life, reaches every single cell, from the tips of our toes to the intricate folds of our brain. It carries the sugars and amino acids, the essential building blocks and fuels, to power every metabolic process, every thought, every movement. And just as diligently it collects the metabolic waste products, the carbon dioxide and other cellular debris, transporting them away for elimination, preventing the accumulation of toxins that could poison our internal environment. Without this constant flow, this ceaseless purification and replenishment, life as we know it would cease in mere moments. The heart, therefore, is not merely an organ. It is the very engine of our cellular economy, the tireless courier of life's essential provisions. It binds us together internally in a tapestry of interconnectedness so profound, so intricate, that we often take it for granted. Every breath we draw, every thought we think, every emotion we feel, every dream we chase, is powered by this magnificent beating heart. It is the silent partner in every triumph, every struggle, every moment of joy and sorrow. And it is this profound, unwavering dedication, this relentless, selfless service, that brings us back to the quote 10 we touched upon in our earlier sessions. We can dissect its anatomy, measure its electrical impulses, quantify its output, and yet we cannot fully capture the essence of why it performs this sacred duty with such unwavering commitment. Why does it not tire? Why does it not falter, unless overcome by disease or profound injury? What is the source of this intrinsic will to give, to sustain, to persist? It transcends mere biological function. It speaks to something deeper, something almost spiritual in its implications. The heart, in its relentless beat, seems to embody the very essence of life's persistent will to be. It is a constant, living reminder that within us, at our very core, there is a force dedicated to continuance, to renewal, to the relentless pursuit of existence. It asks nothing in return, only that it be allowed to perform its duty, to fuel the miracle that is you. As we conclude this chapter, perhaps our most contemplative yet, I invite you to carry this sense of wonder with you. Let the knowledge of your heart's incredible endurance and adaptability sink deeply into your consciousness. Acknowledge its tireless work, its silent strength, its profound connection to every aspect of your being. For in understanding the heart, we begin to understand something fundamental about life itself, its resilience, its beauty, its boundless capacity for unwavering dedication. The heart, our tireless companion, continues its rhythmic pulse, a testament to the intricate beauty woven into the very fabric of existence. It is the biological anchor of our consciousness, fueling our ability to think, to feel, to love, and to dream. And in its ceaseless rhythm, we find a powerful, enduring echo of life's deepest, most profound imperative: to simply be. Rest now in this quiet contemplation, and let the gentle rhythm of your own heart guide you into the tranquil depths of your inner world. Welcome back, dear explorers, to our tranquil haven within the Dreamy Academy. As the starlight filters through our conceptual windows, casting long, gentle shadows, we continue our quiet pilgrimage into the heart's most intimate chambers. We have traced the heart's protective outer shell, admired the vascular crown that adorns its surface, and journeyed through its internal architecture, the 4 chambers, the one-way gates of its valves, and the intricate septa that divide its vital currents. We have even listened with our inner ear to the silent, invisible orchestra of its electrical system, understanding how the SA node, that natural pacemaker, initiates the rhythmic impulse, guiding it through the AV node, the bundle of His and the Purkinje fibers, ensuring a synchronized, purposeful contraction. But what, dear friends, is the result of this magnificent electrical choreography? What is the tangible manifestation of this silent drumbeat, this intrinsic commitment to life? Tonight, we delve into the heart's most profound action, the cardiac cycle itself, the ceaseless rhythmic ballet of contraction and relaxation that defines its very essence as the engine of life. We shall observe how this tireless organ sustains itself, and how its astounding output adapts to every whisper and roar of our existence. Imagine, if you will, the heart not merely as a muscle, but as a master conductor, leading an orchestra of valves and pressures in a precisely timed 2-part symphony, repeated tirelessly, minute after minute, hour after hour, for a lifetime. This is the cardiac cycle, the complete sequence of events in the heart from the beginning of one heartbeat to the beginning of the next. It is a testament to biological engineering, a fusion of electrical impulse and mechanical force, culminating in the propulsion of life-sustaining blood throughout our vast internal landscapes. We begin with diastole, the phase of relaxation and filling. Picture the heart, momentarily at rest, its chambers expanding, drawing in the vital currents. After the previous contraction, the ventricles, those powerful lower chambers, relax and dilate, their internal pressures plummeting. Simultaneously, the atria, the receiving chambers above, are diligently collecting blood. Deoxygenated blood from the body streams into the right atrium via the superior and inferior vena cava, while oxygen-rich blood from the lungs pours into the left atrium through the pulmonary veins. As the ventricular muscle fibers relax, a silent invitation is extended. The tricuspid valve, guarding the entrance to the right ventricle, and the mitral or bicuspid valve, protecting the path to the left ventricle, both swing open. Do you see it? The blood, driven by the pressure gradient, higher pressure in the atria, lower in the relaxed ventricles, flows passively into the ventricles. This initial, rapid filling accounts for the majority of ventricular volume, a quiet replenishment, a preparatory phase for the grand expulsion to come. It is a moment of calm, of silent preparation before the next surge of energy. Then, as diastole approaches its end, the SA node fires once more, sending its electrical wave across the atria. The atria contract, a gentle, yet crucial, squeeze. This is the atrial kick, a final, forceful push that tops off the ventricles, ensuring they are optimally primed for their monumental task. This small yet significant contribution can increase ventricular volume by up to 20 to 30%, a testament to the meticulous efficiency woven into the heart's design. It is a reminder that even the seemingly minor actions within this complex system hold profound importance. Now the stage is set for systole, the phase of contraction and ejection. As the electrical impulse, having paused briefly at the AV node, sweeps down through the bundle of His and Purkinje fibers, it ignites the powerful ventricular muscle. The ventricles begin to contract. Initially, this contraction is isovolumetric, meaning the volume of blood within the ventricles remains constant. Why? Because for a fleeting moment all 4 heart valves are closed. The rising pressure within the contracting ventricles forces the tricuspid and mitral valves shut with a distinctive snap, preventing backflow into the atria. This closure, dear friends, is the origin of the first heart sound, the familiar lub, a gentle, reassuring punctuation mark in the symphony of life. As the ventricular contraction intensifies, the pressure within these chambers rapidly surpasses the pressure in the great arteries awaiting their cargo. The pulmonary valve, guarding the exit from the right ventricle to the pulmonary artery, and the aortic valve, protecting their path from the left ventricle to the aorta, are forced open. With a powerful synchronized surge, blood is ejected. The right ventricle propels deoxygenated blood towards the lungs for oxygenation, while the left ventricle, with far greater force, launches oxygen-rich blood into the aorta, initiating its journey to every cell, every tissue, every corner of the body. This is the heart's grand highway system in full operation, the grand highways of life. As the ventricles empty, their contraction wanes, and the pressures within them begin to fall. What happens then? The now higher pressure in the aorta and pulmonary artery, due to the column of blood they hold, gently pushes back against the semilunar valves, snapping them shut. This closure marks the second heart sound, the soft dub, a sigh of completion, signalling the end of systole and the beginning of the next cycle of diastole. Lub-dub, lub-dub, a rhythmic mantra, a continuous affirmation of life's persistent flow. Is it not truly wondrous how these simple sounds are but the audible echoes of such sophisticated life-sustaining mechanics? This relentless rhythmic cycle, systole and diastole, is not merely about pumping blood. It is about sustaining itself in the process. How does an organ that works so tirelessly, without conscious command, without a single moment of true rest over an entire lifetime, manage to fuel its own monumental efforts? This brings us to the heart's own sustenance system, the coronary circulation. We have spoken of the coronary arteries, those delicate yet vital vessels branching like a vascular crown from the very base of the aorta, just beyond the aortic valve. It is a profound irony, perhaps, that the heart, which pumps blood to every other organ, receives its own lifeblood only after it has propelled that blood into the systemic circulation. During ventricular systole, when the heart is contracting and pushing blood out, the coronary arteries themselves are compressed, limiting blood flow. It is primarily during diastole, when the heart muscle relaxes, that these crucial arteries fill, delivering a rich, continuous supply of oxygen and nutrients to the incredibly demanding myocardium, the heart muscle itself. The left and right coronary arteries, with their numerous branches, the circumflex, the anterior interventricular, or left anterior descending, the marginal branches, weave an intricate network, ensuring that no part of this vital muscle is deprived. They penetrate deep into the muscular walls, supplying the very cells that are performing the ceaseless work, and just as arteries deliver, veins collect. The coronary veins gather the deoxygenated blood and metabolic waste products from the heart muscle, eventually draining into the coronary sinus, a large venous channel on the posterior surface of the heart, which then empties directly into the right atrium. This completes the heart's personal circulatory loop, a self-sustaining system within the larger system it serves. The heart must first nourish itself to nourish all of us. Does this not speak volumes about the fundamental principle of self-preservation, even at the cellular level, woven into the very fabric of life? But the heart's dedication extends beyond mere rhythm. It possesses an astonishing adaptability. The demands on our bodies are rarely constant. From the quietude of sleep to the exhilaration of a sprint, from the calm of meditation to the intensity of deep thought, our metabolic needs fluctuate dramatically, and the heart, our silent, tireless companion, responds with perfect precision. This responsiveness is quantified by cardiac output, the volume of blood pumped by each ventricle per minute. It is a crucial measure of the heart's efficiency and its ability to meet the body's ever-changing demands. Cardiac output is determined by two primary factors: heart rate, the number of beats per minute, and stroke volume, the volume of blood ejected by each ventricle with each beat. Think of it. If your body needs more oxygen, perhaps during exercise, what happens? Your heart rate increases, beating faster. Simultaneously, your stroke volume often increases as well. Your heart contracts more forcefully, ejecting more blood with each beat. This dynamic interplay ensures that adequate blood flow and oxygen delivery are maintained regardless of the challenge. Consider the athlete whose heart, through training, becomes a super-efficient pump, capable of achieving remarkable stroke volumes even at rest, leading to a lower resting heart rate. Or consider the moment of surprise, the sudden fright. Your heart rate instantly surges, preparing your body for fight or flight. This immediate, finely tuned adjustment is a marvel of physiological regulation, largely orchestrated by the autonomic nervous system, which we briefly touched upon previously. The sympathetic nervous system, our body's accelerator, releases neurotransmitters like norepinephrine, increasing both heart rate and the force of contraction, thus boosting cardiac output. Conversely, the parasympathetic nervous system, our gentle brake, releases acetylcholine, typically slowing the heart rate and allowing for periods of rest and recovery. This magnificent, unseen orchestration ensures that your heart never over-delivers when demand is low, nor under-delivers when demand is high. It is a perfect balance, a continuous dialogue between your body's needs and the heart's unwavering capacity. And so, as we reflect on the cardiac cycle, on the heart's self-nourishing coronary circulation, and on its incredible adaptability in maintaining optimal cardiac output, the central mystery deepens. Why this relentless dedication? Why this astonishing endurance and adaptability without conscious command, without a single moment of true, complete rest from the moment of its first fetal flutter until our last breath? The heart, in its mechanical perfection, its electrical symphony, and its tireless service, embodies more than just a biological imperative. It is, quote 50, made manifest in every beat. It is the unwavering anchor, not just of our physical existence, but of our very consciousness. Every thought we form, every emotion we feel, every dream we weave in the quiet hours of the night is fueled by this silent, powerful companion. It is the rhythmic engine beneath our awareness, the source of the vitality that allows us to experience the world, to love, to learn, to wonder. Can we truly separate the mechanical pump from the profound wellspring of our being? Does the heart not, in its tireless, selfless action, whisper to us the deepest secrets of life itself? As we conclude this chapter, I invite you to listen, not just to the scientific explanations, but to the deeper resonance within. Feel the gentle thrum beneath your own ribs. It is more than just a pump, dear friends. It is the enduring flame, the ceaseless current, the very pulse of your existence, silently affirming life, beat by beat, moment by moment. And in that affirmation we find a profound, almost spiritual appreciation for this biological marvel within. Rest now, with this wonder held gently in your thoughts. Until our next quiet exploration within the Dreamy Academy, may your own heart continue its beautiful, unwavering symphony. And so we arrive, dear friends, at the precipice of our deepest inquiry, the very heart of our journey through the heart. We have journeyed together, charting the intricate pathways of its form, illuminating the precise choreography of its function. We have marvelled at its protective encasement, the silken sac of the pericardium, and traced the vital vascular crown that nourishes its tireless muscle. We have ventured into its hallowed chambers, understanding the meticulous design of atria and ventricles, the unwavering vigilance of its 4 great valves, and the crucial scepter that maintain life's delicate balance between oxygenated and deoxygenated currents. We have stood in awe of its intrinsic electrical symphony, from the gentle spark of the SA node, our natural pacemaker, to the thoughtful pause at the AV node, through the illuminating pathways of the bundle of His, and finally the widespread embrace of the Purkinje fibers, all orchestrating that perfect synchronized contraction. We have listened closely to the quote 16 decoded the rhythmic dance of diastole and systole, witnessed the subtle power of the quote 17, and comprehended how cardiac output, that vital measure of life's flow, is exquisitely tuned by the autonomic nervous system to meet every whisper and shout of the body's needs. We have in essence dissected the how with remarkable precision, peeling back layer after layer of biological marvel. We have understood the mechanics, the chemistry, the physics of this extraordinary organ. We have seen it as a tireless engine, a master conductor, a silent guardian, demonstrating unwavering dedication, astonishing resilience, and extraordinary adaptability. But as we stand here, bathed in the tranquil glow of the dreamy academy, a profound question persists, echoing in the quiet chambers of our minds, a question that transcends mere biology and beckons us toward deeper contemplation. Why? Why indeed does this fist-sized organ, without conscious command, without a single moment of rest, perform its sacred, relentless duty for an entire lifetime? Why does it beat billions upon billions of times, from our first nascent flicker of life in the womb until our very last breath? What is the source of this inherent, unyielding imperative? Is it simply a complex biochemical program, a magnificent cascade of electrical impulses and muscular contractions, devoid of any deeper meaning? Or does its tireless pulse whisper of something more profound, something that touches the very essence of existence, of consciousness, of the human spirit itself? This question, quote 18, is where science, in its magnificent quest for understanding, often reaches its beautiful, humbling limit. Science can tell us what happens, how it happens, and when it happens with breathtaking detail. It unveils the intricate machinery, the elegant design, the flawless execution. But the purpose, the underlying reason for this relentless dedication, for this innate drive to sustain life, remains an enigma, a poetic mystery nestled at the core of our being. For millennia, long before the advent of modern anatomy or physiology, humanity understood the heart not merely as a pump, but as the very core of our existence. Across cultures and civilizations, it has been revered as the seat of our emotions, the wellspring of our courage, the crucible of our love, and the silent witness to our deepest sorrows and most profound joys. Quote 19, we say, or, quote 20, we speak of, quote 21, emotions, of as, quote 22, or of having, quote 23. These aren't just poetic flourishes, they are echoes of an intuitive understanding, a primal recognition that this tireless organ is inextricably linked to our inner world, to the very fabric of who we are. Is it merely coincidence that the organ most vital for our physical survival is also the one we culturally associate with our deepest spiritual and emotional truths? Or does this ancient wisdom hint at a deeper connection, suggesting that the heart's unwavering beat is not just a biological necessity, but the very rhythm that permits our consciousness to unfold, our emotions to bloom, our thoughts to dance? Consider for a moment the sheer audacity of its task. For 70, 80, even 90 years, it works without complaint, without vacation, without a single moment of cessation. It propels blood through miles of vascular networks, nourishing every cell, every tissue, every organ, ensuring that our brains can think, our eyes can see, our hands can create, our voices can speak, and our hearts, in that metaphorical sense, can feel. Without its unwavering dedication, the intricate dance of neurons in our brains would cease. the delicate symphony of our senses would fall silent, and the vibrant tapestry of our memories and dreams would unravel into nothingness. The heart, then, is not just a pump, it is the silent enabler of our entire human experience. It is the engine that permits us to love, to learn, to create, to connect, to ponder questions like the very one we are exploring tonight. Its constant rhythm is the foundational beat upon which the grand opera of our lives is performed. It is the biological imperative that allows us to have a spiritual imperative, if you will. We speak of the will to be, that inherent drive for survival and perpetuation that seems to permeate all life. But in the heart, this will to be manifests with a singular, unyielding devotion. It doesn't choose to beat, it simply does. It doesn't decide to rest, it simply works. This is not a conscious decision, but an intrinsic fundamental property embedded within its very cells, a genetic mandate encoded within its very being. Is this just the elegant efficiency of natural selection, refining a mechanism over eons to perfection? Or is there something more? Perhaps the why is not a question that can be answered with a diagram or an equation, but rather one that can only be felt, experienced, and profoundly appreciated. It is the unspoken agreement between life and its vessel, the silent promise of continuity. It is the biological manifestation of a deeper, perhaps universal, principle of persistence, of vibrancy, of the continuous unfolding of existence. To truly understand the heart, then, we must move beyond its anatomical structures and physiological functions and embrace its profound mystery. We must acknowledge that while science illuminates the mechanism of life with unparalleled clarity, the meaning of life often resides in the questions it leaves unanswered, in the spaces between the known and the unknowable. The heart, in its relentless, unconscious devotion, stands as a testament to this grand paradox. It is a reminder that we are not merely collections of cells and chemical reactions, but beings imbued with a life force that, in its most fundamental expression, is driven by this tireless, selfless organ. It beats so that we can be. It beats so that we can experience the richness of consciousness, the depth of emotion, the wonder of thought. It beats so that we might have the opportunity to ask these very questions, to seek meaning, to dream, as we conclude our exploration of the heart's external and internal structures, of its electrical magic and rhythmic dance. Let us carry with us not just the scientific knowledge we have acquired, but also a renewed sense of profound wonder. Let us hold on to the beautiful enigma of the quote 27, recognizing it not as a gap in our understanding, but as an invitation to deeper contemplation, a doorway to appreciating the miraculous nature of life itself. The heart, in its quiet, powerful rhythm, continues to beat, a constant reminder of the precious gift of existence, a silent drumbeat urging us to live fully, to feel deeply, and to cherish the extraordinary miracle that pulses within each of us. This, perhaps, is its ultimate unspoken purpose. Welcome back, dear friends, to the tranquil halls of Dreamy Academy, where the evening light softens the edges of scientific inquiry and invites us to ponder the profound. We have journeyed together through the intricate landscapes of the human heart, meticulously mapping its external contours and diving deep into its internal chambers. We have traced the elegant dance of its electrical impulses, marvelled at the rhythmic precision of its cardiac cycle, and understood the tireless dedication of its self-nourishing coronary embrace. we have dissected the quote 28 with a precision that honors the genius of biological engineering, revealing a masterwork of form and function, of power and grace. Yet, as we delved deeper, a persistent whisper grew louder, an unanswered question that transcends the most sophisticated scientific explanations. We have explored the heart's mechanics, its physiology, its very architecture, but we have consistently returned to an enigma, a profound why that hums beneath every how. Why this ceaseless dedication? Why this unwavering commitment to life, moment after moment, year after year, without conscious command, without a single moment of respite? Is it not astonishing when we truly consider it that this fist-sized organ, nestled quietly within our chest, possesses an inherent will to be, an autonomous drive to persist, to pump, to sustain? It is a will that predates our first conscious thought, a rhythm established in the earliest whispers of our being, a silent promise to nurture the very possibility of thought, feeling, and dream. This, my friends, is the heart's ultimate mystery, its most compelling narrative. It is not a failure of science, but rather an invitation, a boundless horizon for our contemplation. For what does this relentless, unwavering, and autonomous dedication truly enable? We have seen the heart as the tireless engine of circulation, the orchestrator of oxygen and nutrient delivery, the diligent remover of waste. But let us now elevate our perspective, moving beyond the purely physiological to the vast, shimmering expanse of human experience that this biological marvel underpins. Consider for a moment the intricate symphony of your own thoughts, the labyrinthine pathways of your consciousness. Every flicker of an idea, every spark of insight, every memory recalled from the deepest recesses of your mind, all of these are made possible by the continuous oxygen-rich blood flow meticulously propelled by your heart. Without its unwavering dedication, the delicate neural networks of your brain would fall silent. The vibrant tapestry of your inner world would unravel. Is it not truly astounding that the very capacity for abstract thought, for philosophical inquiry, for scientific discovery itself, rests upon the rhythmic contraction of this muscular pump? It is the silent patron of intellect, the unseen foundation upon which the grand edifice of human cognition is built. And what of the vast spectrum of human emotion? The soaring heights of joy, the profound depths of sorrow, the tender warmth of love, the fierce grip of fear, the quiet content of peace. We often speak of these feelings as residing in the heart, and while neuroscience offers its own maps of emotional processing in the brain, can we truly separate the vibrant, pulsing life force from the very capacity to feel? The heart, with its rhythmic insistence, provides the biological stage upon which the drama of our emotional lives unfolds. It fuels the tears that stream down our faces in moments of grief, and it quickens its pace in the thrill of unexpected delight. It literally beats with the rhythm of our passions. Is it not a profound realization that the ability to experience empathy, to connect deeply with another soul, to feel the profound ache of longing, or the exquisite bliss of belonging, is fundamentally reliant on the tireless work of this organ? It is the wellspring of our emotional landscape, the silent drumbeat accompanying every note of our inner melody. Then let us turn to creativity, that uniquely human impulse to forge beauty, to tell stories, to compose melodies, to paint visions. From the intricate brushstrokes of a master artist to the evocative verses of a poet, from the complex harmonies of a symphony to the elegant lines of an architectural marvel, every act of creation requires sustained focus, imaginative leaps, and the sheer physical energy to bring it into being. And what powers this energy, this focus, this imaginative flight? The steady, unwavering supply of lifeblood, ensuring that the brain, the hands, the voice have the vitality to translate inspiration into reality. The heart, in its quiet diligence, enables the very existence of art, of music, of literature. It is the unseen muse, providing the canvas of life upon which human ingenuity paints its masterpieces. Consider, too, our capacity for connection, for building relationships, for weaving the intricate social fabric that binds us together, the ability to listen with understanding, to offer comfort, to engage in meaningful dialogue, to share laughter and tears. These are the threads of our shared humanity. Each interaction, each gesture of kindness, each moment of shared vulnerability requires a living, breathing, sensing being. And at the core of that being, sustaining every breath, every word, every empathic glance, is the heart. It enables the very possibility of community, of family, of friendship. It is the silent architect of our social bonds, the foundational rhythm of our interconnectedness. And what of our dreams, our aspirations, the visions of who we might become, the futures we strive to build? These are not mere idle thoughts, they are powerful motivators, guiding forces that shape our choices and fuel our efforts. To dream, to plan, to work towards a better tomorrow. These require not only a functioning mind, but also the sustained energy of a living body. The heart, in its constant vigilance, provides the raw material of life itself, allowing us the precious gift of time and vitality to pursue our highest callings. It is the silent sponsor of our ambitions, the tireless guardian of our potential. So as we bring our exploration of the heart to a close, we find ourselves not at an end, but at a beginning of a deeper appreciation, a more profound sense of wonder. We have journeyed through the intricate how, and in doing so we have unveiled the magnificent why, not as a definitive answer, but as an ever-expanding field of inquiry and reverence. The heart, in its relentless, unwavering and autonomous dedication, is the tireless, silent enabler of our entire human experience. It is the foundation upon which our consciousness blossoms, our emotions flourish, our creativity takes flight, our connections deepen, and our dreams find the possibility of becoming real. It asks for nothing in return, this tireless organ, this silent miracle. It simply is, and in its being it allows us to be. It is the ultimate testament to life's persistent miracle, a biological marvel that transcends mere mechanism to touch upon the very essence of existence. And perhaps, dear friends, that is the most beautiful mystery of all, that the most profound truths often reside not in the answers we find, but in the questions we continue to ask, guided by the silent, ceaseless beat within us, the very rhythm of life itself. As we drift into the quiet of the night, let us carry this profound appreciation within us. Let the silent drumbeat of your own heart resonate not just as a physiological function, but as a continuous affirmation of life, a gentle reminder of the miracle that empowers every thought, every feeling, every breath you take. For in understanding the heart, we begin to understand the extraordinary gift of being human, sustained by a devotion so deep, so constant, it can only be called divine. Thank you for sharing this journey with us here at Dreamy Academy. May your reflections be as peaceful as they are profound. Welcome back, dear friends, to the tranquil halls of Dreamy Academy. As the soft twilight deepens around us, we continue our quiet journey into the very heart of existence, a journey that has thus far unveiled the heart's protective embrace, its vital lifelines, and the rhythmic symphony of its chambers and valves. We have listened to the lub-dub, understood the elegant dance of diastole and systole, and marvelled at the intrinsic spark that sets its tempo. Tonight, we delve deeper still, past the grand entrances and exits, beyond the precise mechanics of the valves themselves, to explore the intricate architecture that underpins their tireless function and the sheer power of the heart's pumping chambers. For within the ventricles, where the true force of the heart is unleashed, lies a landscape of sculpted muscle and delicate sinews that are nothing short of breathtaking in their design and purpose. Have you ever paused to consider the sheer strength required to propel blood through miles of vascular networks, day in and day out, without ceasing? This incredible feat is orchestrated by the ventricular walls, particularly the left ventricle, whose muscular embrace is considerably thicker and more robust than its right counterpart. Why, you ask? Because the left ventricle bears the monumental task of pumping oxygen-rich blood to the entire systemic circulation, reaching every cell and tissue from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes. Imagine the pressure, the sheer force it must generate with each contraction. It is a testament to biological engineering, a living pump crafted for endurance and power. As we gently drift within these powerful chambers, allow your gaze to settle upon the inner surfaces of the ventricular walls. What do you see? Not smooth, polished surfaces, but rather a fascinating network of muscular ridges and folds, a topography both rugged and refined. These, my friends, are the trabeculi carni, a name that, when translated from Latin, evokes their very essence. Quote, "These trabeculi carni are more than mere aesthetic embellishments. They are integral to the heart's efficiency." Quote, "Imagine a complex cavern, its walls not smooth but intricately grooved. This increased surface area serves multiple crucial functions. Firstly, it helps to prevent the suction effect that might occur if the walls were perfectly smooth, which could hinder the complete ejection of blood. Instead, these ridges create a more turbulent yet controlled flow, ensuring that blood is effectively propelled out of the ventricle. Secondly, they play a subtle role in myocardial oxygenation, increasing the surface area for blood-myocardial contact, especially in the deeper layers of the ventricular wall. And perhaps most elegantly, they serve as anchorage points, a foundational landscape from which other vital structures emerge. Among these fleshy beams, rising like miniature mountain peaks from the ventricular floor, are the papillary muscles. They are cone-shaped, robust extensions of the ventricular myocardium, and they stand as silent guardians, poised for action. There are typically 3 papillary muscles in the right ventricle, anterior, posterior, and septal, and 2 in the left ventricle, anterior and posterior. Their very presence speaks to a higher purpose, a synchronized ballet yet to unfold. And from the apex of these papillary muscles, delicate yet incredibly strong, spring forth a multitude of fine, white, fibrous cords. These are the chordae tendineae, often poetically referred to as the heartstrings. Picture them as the taut ropes of a parachute, or the rigging of a grand sailing ship, connecting the muscular anchors of the papillary muscles to the free edges and ventricular surfaces of the atrioventricular valve leaflets, the tricuspid valve in the right ventricle and the mitral valve in the left. Consider, for a moment, the genius of this design. When the ventricles contract during systole, preparing to eject blood with immense force, the pressure within these chambers rises dramatically. Without a mechanism to prevent it, the delicate valve leaflets, which have just closed to prevent backflow into the atria, would be pushed upwards, ballooning back into the atria like inverted umbrellas. This phenomenon, known as valve prolapse, would severely compromise the heart's efficiency, allowing blood to leak backward, diminishing cardiac output. This is precisely where the papillary muscles and chordae tendineae perform their crucial, life-sustaining role. As the ventricular walls begin to contract, the papillary muscles themselves contract simultaneously. This contraction pulls on the chordae tendineae, which in turn exert tension on the valve leaflets. They do not close the valves. The pressure difference between the atria and ventricles achieves that. Rather, they hold the valve leaflets firmly in place, preventing them from prolapsing back into the atria against the immense pressure of ventricular contraction. They are the vigilant custodians, ensuring a perfect one-way seal, directing the blood flow relentlessly forward. Is it not an astonishing display of coordinated precision? The rhythmic contraction of the ventricular muscle, the simultaneous tensing of the papillary muscles, the delicate yet unyielding grip of the chordae tendineae, all working in perfect harmony, thousands of times a day for an entire lifetime. This intricate interplay prevents regurgitation, ensuring that every precious drop of blood is propelled efficiently into the pulmonary artery from the right ventricle, or the aorta from the left ventricle. And what of the wall that divides these two powerful pumps, the right and left ventricles? We touched upon it earlier, but let us revisit the interventricular septum. This robust muscular wall, continuous with the ventricular free walls, is critical. It ensures the complete separation of deoxygenated blood in the right ventricle from oxygenated blood in the left ventricle, maintaining the integrity of the pulmonary and systemic circulations. Its muscular bulk contributes significantly to the overall contractile force of the ventricles, acting as a shared wall that enhances the efficiency of both pumping actions. Its integrity is paramount. Even a small defect can have profound consequences for the heart's function and the body's well-being. As we contemplate these internal landscapes, the trabeculae carneae, the papillary muscles, the chordae tendineae, and the interventricular septum, we are not merely observing anatomical structures, we are witnessing the very essence of the heart's tireless dedication. Each ridge, each muscle, each delicate string is an integral part of a larger, magnificent system designed for unwavering performance. What silent architects, what profound intelligence crafted this internal world with such meticulous detail? How does this organism, without conscious command, orchestrate such complex, synchronized movements, ensuring that the blood flows ever onward, sustaining the very flame of life? We understand how these structures interact, how they prevent backflow, how they contribute to the heart's incredible pumping power. But the persistent whisper of the, quote, 36 continues to resonate, doesn't it? Why this relentless commitment to function? Why this astonishing resilience? Why this unwavering dedication to maintaining the conditions necessary for consciousness, for emotion, for thought, for dreams? The heart, in its internal complexity, reveals not just a machine, but a testament to life's profound and persistent will to be. It is a masterpiece of self-sustaining engineering, a biological marvel whose continuous operation underpins every single experience we cherish as human beings. It is the engine that allows us to perceive beauty, to feel joy, to connect with one another, to create, and to dream. In our next gathering, we will begin to synthesize these intricate details, moving from the specific structures to the overarching narrative of the heart's place within the greater symphony of the human body, gently guiding us closer to the profound why that lies at the core of this miraculous organ. Until then, I invite you to carry these images with you, letting the wonder of the heart's internal architecture deepen your appreciation for the life that pulses within you. Rest well, and may your dreams be filled with the quiet awe of discovery. Welcome back, dear friends, to the tranquil halls of Dreamy Academy. As the twilight deepens outside our conceptual windows, casting long, soft shadows, we find ourselves at a pivotal juncture in our exploration of the heart. We have journeyed through its external contours, navigated its intricate internal chambers, traced the pathways of its electrical symphony, and witnessed the relentless ballet of its cardiac cycle. We have marveled at the precision of its valves, the strength of its scepter, and the delicate yet robust architecture of its supporting structures. Yet, throughout this entire odyssey, a profound question has lingered, a silent drumbeat beneath the rhythm of our scientific inquiry. The why. Why this unwavering dedication? Why this ceaseless, uncommanded rhythm that begins in the womb and for most of us persists without falter until our very last breath? This, I believe, is the heart's most compelling mystery, the unresolved mystery that transcends mere biology and beckons us into deeper contemplation. We have spoken of the ventricles, those powerful pumping chambers, and the intricate tapestry of their inner walls, the trabeculae carneae, those muscular ridges and folds that crisscross their surfaces, creating a labyrinthine landscape. We described the papillary muscles, those conical protrusions, and the delicate yet incredibly strong chordae tendineae, the heartstrings, that tether the valve leaflets to them. Do you recall the image we painted of these structures working in perfect concert, preventing the valves from prolapsing under the immense pressure of ventricular contraction? Now, let us pause and truly feel the significance of this design. Imagine, if you will, the sheer mechanical stress these components endure second after second, minute after minute for an entire lifetime. Each systole, each powerful contraction sends a surge of blood through the grand highways of life, demanding absolute perfection from these internal structures. The trabeculae carneae, far from being mere decorative elements, increase the surface area of the ventricular walls, ensuring efficient contraction and reducing turbulence. The papillary muscles, contracting simultaneously with the ventricular walls, pull on the chordae tendineae with precise timing and tension, holding the mitral and tricuspid valves firmly shut. Is it not astonishing, this microscopic choreography? This meticulous engineering, ensuring that not a single drop of blood flows backward, that every ounce of effort contributes to forward momentum? This isn't just a pump, it is a masterpiece of biomechanical endurance, designed for a marathon, not a sprint, a marathon that lasts for decades, often exceeding 80, 90, even 100 years. What other organ, what other machine operates with such relentless, unyielding efficiency without conscious intervention, without the need for a single command from our will? This tireless dedication, this silent, unwavering commitment is not merely a biological imperative. It is the fundamental enabler of everything that makes us human. Consider for a moment the vast spectrum of human experience. Our consciousness, that internal universe of thought and perception, is utterly dependent on a continuous oxygen-rich blood supply pumped by this very organ. Without the heart's diligent work, the intricate neural networks of our brain would fall silent, the light of awareness extinguished. Is it not humbling to realize that every idea we conceive, every problem we ponder, every moment of clarity or confusion is predicated on the silent rhythmic pulse within our chest? And what of our emotions? Joy, that soaring lightness that lifts our spirits. Sorrow, that profound ache that grips us. Love, that boundless connection that binds us to others. Fear, that primal surge that prepares us for danger. All these vibrant, complex feelings are experienced because the heart continues its work. We speak of a heavy heart or a light heart, of a broken heart or a heart full of love. And while these are metaphors, they speak to an intuitive truth. The heart is inextricably linked to our emotional landscape. It doesn't feel in the way our brain processes emotion, but it provides the very foundation upon which those feelings can arise and be experienced. It is the silent stage upon which the drama of human emotion unfolds. Think of creativity, that divine spark that compels us to paint, to compose, to write, to innovate. Every stroke of a brush, every note played, every word penned, every architectural marvel conceived, every scientific breakthrough achieved, each act of creation, each manifestation of human ingenuity is born from a mind sustained by the heart. The vibrant flow of oxygenated blood fuels the neurons that dream, that imagine, that connect disparate ideas into novel forms. The heart, in its relentless rhythm, provides the very energy for our artistic expression, our intellectual pursuits, our capacity to reshape the world around us. And what of connection? The shared laughter, the comforting embrace, the quiet understanding exchange between souls, our ability to form bonds, to empathize, to experience compassion and community, relies on our very existence, which is in turn sustained by the heart. It is the biological anchor that allows us to be present, to engage, to truly connect with one another. When we speak of her, quote 144, conversations, we are not just referring to a metaphorical exchange, we are acknowledging the profound, life-giving core that enables such intimate communion. Even our dreams, those ephemeral journeys into the subconscious, are woven on the loom of the heart's consistent beat. As we drift into sleep, our conscious mind recedes, but the heart continues its vigil, ensuring that our inner world remains vibrant, allowing our minds to process, to heal, to explore realms beyond waking reality. It is the unwavering guardian of our nocturnal voyages, the silent engine of our subconscious narratives. The heart, then, is not merely a pump, it is the continuous affirmation of life itself. It is the biological marvel that underpins the very essence of human existence. its intricate internal architecture, from the robust trabeculae carneae to the precise papillary muscles and the resilient chordae tendineae, is a testament to a design dedicated to unwavering performance. It is a design that whispers of purpose, of an inherent drive to sustain, to enable, to allow for the rich tapestry of human experience to unfold. We have dissected its components, understood its mechanisms, charted its electrical pathways. But the deeper we delve, the more we are confronted with this profound question. Why such perfect dedication? Why this silent, unyielding commitment to sustain a life it does not consciously command? There is no external reward for the heart, no conscious recognition of its tireless labour. It simply is, and in its being, it makes possible all that we are. This realization invites us to move beyond mere scientific understanding to a profound, almost spiritual appreciation. It encourages us to perceive the heart not just as an organ, but as a symbol of relentless vitality, a testament to the intricate beauty and resilience of life itself. It encourages us to listen, truly listen, not just to the lub-dub of its physical beat, but to the deeper resonance of its purpose. As we conclude this particular chapter of our journey, I invite you to carry this sense of wonder with you. Let the image of those tireless ventricles with their complex internal landscape remind you of the foundational strength within you. Let the thought of the heart's silent dedication inspire a deeper appreciation for the life it enables. Your thoughts, your feelings, your creations, your connections, your dreams. For in understanding the heart, we begin to understand the very pulse of life itself, a rhythm that continues, unbidden, a miracle unfolding within each of us, every moment of every day. What greater marvel could there be than this silent, unwavering affirmation of existence, beating within the very core of our being? It is a question that resonates long after the last echo of our lecture fades, inviting us to simply be and to marvel at the extraordinary gift of life. And so, as we gently drift through the ethereal halls of Dreamy Academy, having meticulously charted the heart's intricate mechanics, its protective pericardium, its vascular crown, the 4 chambers, the 4 valves, the delicate chordae tendineae, the robust papillary muscles, the complex electrical ballet, the rhythmic cardiac cycle and its astonishing adaptability, we arrive at a threshold. We have peered into the very engine room of life, witnessed the tireless precision with which it operates, and marvelled at its self-sustaining network. But now, as the scientific explanations begin to coalesce into a grander understanding, we find ourselves standing before a question that transcends mere biology, a query that echoes with the silent drumbeat of existence itself. Why? Why this unwavering devotion? Why this relentless, uncommanded commitment? We have observed how the heart calibrates its output, how it increases its rate and stroke volume with an almost prescient awareness of our needs, how it responds to the whispers of the autonomic nervous system, a symphony of regulation unfolding beneath the surface of our conscious thought. But what deeper purpose does this incredible, ceaseless labour serve? What grander narrative is etched into every contraction, every pulse, every silent surge of blood? Consider for a moment the sheer, unadulterated miracle of consciousness, the vibrant tapestry of your thoughts, the vivid landscapes of your dreams, the intricate dance of memory and imagination, all unfold within the delicate confines of your brain. Yet this magnificent organ, the very seat of your identity, is utterly dependent on the heart's unwavering service. With each beat, a fresh wave of oxygen-rich blood, laden with vital nutrients, is propelled upwards, a life-sustaining tide reaching the farthest, most intricate neural pathways. Without this constant replenishment, this ceaseless delivery, the magnificent symphony of your mind would fall silent. The light of consciousness, so vibrant and unique to each of us, would flicker and fade. Is it not profoundly humbling to realize that the very essence of your being, your capacity to perceive, to reason, to wonder, is sustained by a rhythm you do not consciously command, a devotion that asks for nothing in return? The heart, then, is not merely a pump, it is the tireless patron of your intellect, the silent guardian of your inner world. It is the unseen river that feeds the fertile delta of your mind, allowing ideas to blossom, insights to spark, and understanding to deepen. Every poem ever written, every scientific theory ever conceived, every philosophical question ever pondered has its roots in the heart's relentless provision. It fuels the very capacity for self-awareness, that unique human gift that allows us to reflect upon our own existence, to question the stars, and to ponder the mysteries within. Could we truly appreciate the vastness of the cosmos, or delve into the minutiae of a single cell, if the engine of our being faltered, even for a moment? The heart, in its quiet industry, ensures that the grand experiment of consciousness continues, uninterrupted, moment after fragile moment. And what of emotion? The heart, so often invoked in poetry and song as the seat of our deepest feelings, holds a profound, almost mystical connection to our emotional landscape. When joy swells, does your heart not flutter with a lightness that seems to defy gravity? When sorrow descends, do you not feel an ache, a heavy pressure deep within your chest? When fear grips you, does your heart not race, a frantic drumbeat signalling alarm? These are not mere physiological reactions. They are echoes, reverberations within the very architecture of your being. The heart responds, yes, but it also seems to participate, to resonate with the ebb and flow of our inner tides. It is as if the heart, this tireless muscle, possesses an innate sensitivity, a profound attunement to the subtle currents of our experience. It is the physical crucible where love is felt as warmth, grief as a chilling void, and courage as a surge of undeniable strength. We speak of a quote 46, a quote 47, a quote 48, metaphors that transcend mere biological function to touch upon the very core of our humanity. Is it simply a linguistic coincidence, or does the heart, in its constant, intimate dance with the blood that carries the very essences of our being, truly hold a key to the profound mystery of human emotion? It beats not just to circulate blood, but perhaps, in some inexplicable way, to feel alongside us, to bear witness to the full spectrum of our triumphs and our sorrows. It is the silent, empathetic companion through every peak and every valley of our emotional journey. Consider further the profound human yearning for connection, the intrinsic drive to reach out, to empathize, to build bridges between souls, our capacity for compassion, for understanding another's joy or pain, for forging bonds of kinship and love, all these intricate threads that weave the rich tapestry of human society are sustained by the lifeblood the heart provides. Without the vibrant energy flowing through our veins, our capacity for interaction, for shared experience, for the very act of reaching out and touching another's life, would diminish. The heart, in its unwavering dedication, fuels our ability to be truly present for one another, to offer comfort, to share laughter, to build communities. It ensures that the spark of human connection, that fundamental need to belong, continues to ignite and flourish. And what about creativity? The impulse to create, to express, to bring something new into existence, whether it be a melody, a painting, a story, or an innovative solution, springs from a deep wellspring within us. This wellspring, too, is nourished by the heart's relentless work. The clarity of mind required for inspiration, the sustained energy needed for execution, the emotional depth that imbues art with meaning, all are downstream effects of the heart's constant provision. Every stroke of a brush, every note played, every word penned, every intricate design conceived is a testament to the life force that courses through us, orchestrated by that tireless, uncommanded beat. The heart, in its silent, persistent rhythm, is the fundamental enabler of human ingenuity, the bedrock upon which our capacity for innovation and artistic expression is built. It is the quiet champion of every dream we dare to chase, every vision we strive to manifest. This brings us back with a renewed sense of awe to the heart's persistent will to be. It is not merely a biological imperative, a programmed response. It feels like something more profound. It is the very embodiment of life's tenacity, its inherent drive to continue, to adapt, to thrive against all odds. Your heart began its silent labour long before you drew your first breath, and it promises to continue, God willing, until your last. It does not pause for reflection. It does not seek reward. It does not question its purpose. It simply is, and in its being it does. This uncommanded devotion, this automatic intrinsic commitment, is perhaps the greatest mystery of all. We can dissect its anatomy, map its electrical pathways, understand its hemodynamics, but we cannot fully explain why it chooses this relentless service. It is a biological miracle that transcends the purely mechanistic, touching upon something akin to purpose, to an inherent will that underpins all life. It is the silent, unwavering promise whispered within your chest, a testament to the sheer, magnificent stubbornness of existence itself. So, as we conclude this chapter of our exploration, let us not merely understand the heart, but feel it. Let us appreciate not just its incredible engineering, but its profound dedication. It is the silent hero, the unsung poet, the tireless guardian of your consciousness, your emotions, your connections, your creativity, and your very will to exist. It is a constant, living reminder of the miracle within each of us, a quiet drumbeat that enables the entire vibrant symphony of human experience, and in its unwavering rhythm we find a profound invitation to wonder, to appreciate, and to live with a deeper reverence for the life it so faithfully sustains. What a marvel, this magnificent beating heart,